All right, Lainey, you're good to go. Good to go.
Okay. All right, so Martin, I'm going to work from my agenda, right, the whole time?
Yes, ma'am, because I won't be able to switch back and forth.
Okay, I got it. All right. We'll call to order this regular meeting of the Pearland Planning and Zoning Commission on April 19th, 2021 at 10:08 p.m. Let the record show that all members of the commission are present. Let's move on to the item 3, the consent agenda. That won't take long. I don't think we have anything on the consent agenda, do we? No. Okay, so item 5, new business. All right, item A, consideration and possible action, preliminary plat of Pasadena ISD, Thompson Intermediate School. This is plat number 21-00014. This is a request of Abraham Nimroozi of Westbelt Surveying, Inc. on behalf of the Pasadena Independent School District owner to approve the preliminary plat of Pasadena ISD Thompson Intermediate School, creating one lot on 20.960 acres. The general location is 8750 Hughes Road. Can I get a motion in a second?
Excuse me, Commissioner Kate?
Yes?
Before we get a motion, this is Lawrence over in the legal department.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to confirm with staff, and I apologize for doing this so late in the game, but I believe items A through C were items that were all presented at the last P&Z meeting. Martin, am I understanding that correctly?
I believe item A and B were. I don't recall if item C was, and that was the reason that we kept them off of the consent agenda.
Okay. I was just going to suggest that it wasn't until after the last P&Z meeting, we realized that we had a mechanical difficulty. The meetings recorded. Because the meeting was not recorded, we don't think that we officially have Commissioner Cade sign Plat, because in order to meet in the format that we're meeting, you have to have a recording of it when you're doing it virtually like this. At least according to the relaxation of the Texas Open Meetings Act as provided by Governor Abbott during the COVID pandemic. So because some of these, they were voted on, but we think that action was null and void, I thought we might be able to approve the ones that have already been approved in one motion, speeding it up. But now that I'm doing this explanation, I'm wondering if I'm slowing things down, especially if we don't give them 3 what was on that. I know that I've talked about this, or I've taken this item so many times, I couldn't recall if this was one that y'all had looked at in the past or not.
A and B, definitely.
Well, if whoever makes the motion, you wanted to do A and B at the same time, then, in light of the fact that nobody has signed up to speak about these items and y'all have reviewed these prior, you can make a motion to approve item in A and B at the same time then.
Commissioner Fuentes, am I right am I right about that one, right? A and B are definitely the ones we did last time.
I have to look and read ahead a second. And by the way, all of a sudden I got a notification that I was made host, and I don't think I should be host of anything.
I've got the agenda pulled up, and items A and B were on the previous April 5th meeting, but item C was not.
Yeah, because I don't remember reading that. So,
So if y'all would like, I can go through and give the presentation for both A and B, and then y'all can vote on them together if you so choose, as long as Lawrence seems to believe that that is an okay thing to do.
Yeah, that's an okay thing to do. It's whenever you make the motion, whoever makes the motion, make it to consider item 5A and 5B.
do I need to go ahead and read B then?
You're welcome to do so now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I'm sorry, can I interrupt really quick? Commissioner Fortes, can you go ahead and make me host so I can make sure that somebody is recording this right now?
Would love to. I just need a little bit of help.
Okay, sounds great. You're going to go ahead and click on my name. And then it should be, or maybe like right click on it, and you should have the choice to make me the host.
Hope I'm talking to Shelby. That's what I.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Y'all can proceed, sir.
Okay, you did it, Henry. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read B also. Consideration and possible action, final plat of Stewart Heights, section 22. This is plat number 21-00015. A request of Zach Zars of LJA Surveying, Inc., the applicant, on behalf of Savannah Development Ltd. owner for approval of the final plat of Stewart Heights, section 22, creating 49 single-family lots and 3 reserves on 16.782 acres of land located north of County Road 58, east of the Fort Bend County line and west of Savannah Parkway. So Lawrence, now get a motion in a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I get a motion in a second, please?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second, Commissioner Earls.
Okay, I've got a motion from Commissioner Fortes and a second from Commissioner Earls. Can we get a staff report, Martin?
All right, thank you. So the first item is approval for the preliminary plat of the Pasadena ISD Thompson Intermediate School site. This is one lot that is roughly 20.960 acres of land. This is on an extraordinarily large piece of property that's about 1,002 feet wide by 932 feet deep. Located within the R1 cluster, it has located within the Shadow Creek Ranch, the Riverstone Ranch R1 zoned cluster development at 8750 Hughes Road. It meets all of the criteria within the code conformance table, and staff recommends approval of the preliminary plat for the intermediate school site. Additionally, for the final plat of Stewart Heights, Section 22, this has 49 lots and 3 reserves on 16.782 acres of land. This is located within the extraterritorial jurisdiction in the Lakes of Savannah development, generally north of County Road 58, east of the Fort Bend County line, and west of Savannah Parkway. This meets all of the criteria within the code conformance table. And staff recommends approval based on the criteria for approval of a final plat. Here's a map showing the area and then the survey for that property. And that completes the staff report for these 2 items.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Commissioners, do you have any questions or comments for staff? Okay. Hearing none, we're gonna, we have a motion and a second on the table for, this is for item A and B. All those in favor signify by raising your digital hand. Seven, okay. Motion passes 7-0. Thank y'all. And moving on to item C, This consideration and possible action, final plat of reserve at Brianna D. Plat number 21-00020. This is a request of John Camarillo of the Miller Survey Group, the applicant on behalf of Charleston CMI Limited owner, for approval of the final plat of reserve at Brianna D to create one reserve and dedicate street right-of-way of varying width on about 1.5547 acres of land located on the north side of State Highway 6, about 850 feet west of the Fort Bend County line in the City of Pearland, ETJ. Can I get a motion in a second?
Dansby, so moved.
Commissioner Fort's a second.
Commissioner Dansby with the motion and Commissioner Hendricks with the second. I think I heard her. I couldn't hear the second person. So, Martin, you have a staff report or somebody?
Thank you, Chair Cade. This is a request for approval of the final plat for reserve at Brianna D. This is one reserve and some area for street right-of-way. This is located north of State Highway 6, about 850 feet west of the Fort Bend County line, within the City of Pearland extraterritorial jurisdiction. This plat meets the code conformance table, and staff recommends approval for the final plat of the reserve at Brianna D, as it meets the criteria for approval of a final plat. This map generally shows the outline of the area, and more specifically, it is this area shown in A with the reserve and the street right-of-way that has a little bit of a different geometry to it than what was shown on the previous map. The previous map was more of a general area. But that completes the staff report.
Thank you. Commissioners, does anybody have questions for staff on this item? Okay, hearing none, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your digital hand. The motion passes 7-0. Thank y'all. All right, item D, this consideration and possible action amendment to the, wait a minute.
That was the item that was pulled.
Okay. All right. So do I need to do something with this one?
No, ma'am, that one was pulled by the applicant.
All right. Okay, so then we're going to go on to, so this is item 4, discussion items. You know, the numbering of the agenda is a little bit crazy to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should have been, anyway. The commissioner's activity report, anybody?
Laney, yeah, this is Commissioner Eisenberg. I just wanted to let everybody know, for some of the newer members and stuff, back when I served on P&Z before, there was a lot of us that got involved with Unbound Houston, its opposition to human trafficking. Today, and because of that, we put a CUP in that has certain restrictions against for massage businesses and such as that, in order to cut down on businesses that have a tendency to get a little out of hand, but and head toward trafficking in some of them. Not and I say that because one of the people that led the fight in that was a owner of Elements. I think it's called Element Massage, and she led the fight in it to make sure that business stayed clean as possibly could be. But I'm telling everybody that just to tell them that today, Carrie Taylor, which is the director Unbound Houston. We met with Quanta Services, which is the largest outside utility contractor in the world. We engaged them today, and it looks like we're going to be doing some things with them that will help with to educate people about human trafficking and stuff. And it's going to be nationwide is what it's going to be. And we're really excited about it. You know, and like I said, this really kind of, you know, it doesn't really fall into planning and zoning, but because planning and zoning was instrumental in getting the CUP put in for the different businesses to cut down on the brothels and stuff, I thought that some may be interested in. Not only that, Senator Taylor put out he's put a law forth before the floor of the Senate to make I think it's called a Class A felony or Class 1 felony for anybody that engages a student near a school or any school function, UIL function, anything like that that involves our children that are school age, within 1,000 feet of that event or that school, it will make it a Class 1 felony or Class A felony for them to do so, and it gives some teeth to our courts about going after these traffickers. So I just thought that it was interesting, and just to let everybody know about it and stuff. It's a good thing to get involved with, and it's good for our community and stuff. And Carrie has done a really good job with it and stuff. So I just wanted to make y'all aware of it. So thank you.
Thank you. You know, that's one of the big reasons why I even got involved with planning and zoning, because I was very frustrated about some of those foot spas. But anyway, anybody else? Thank you for bringing that up, Daryl. All right, well, we got finished before 10:30. That's not too bad. Our next planning and zoning regular meeting will be May 3rd, 2021. I guess that's it, y'all. Our meeting is adjourned at 10:25 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thanks. Have a good night.